Yeah, it's no problem. She's old.
Wait, what's her name?
Mocha.
Mocha?
Yeah, like the drink. What I do every day is I get in the truck and I travel to different farms and I either shoe their horses or just trim their feet. See, this one's she's just recently done, so she doesn't need much.
Yeah. Okay, so we talked about this the other day too, but your wife is Melinda.
Yes.
How did y'all meet?
We met in high school, the end of my junior year, end of her sophomore year. We went to the same school. And I had horses, and she had horses, and we actually only lived a quarter mile away from each other. A friend of my brother's introduced us to each other, and we've been together ever since. This June will be 23 years, and we dated for 10 years before we went together 10 years before we got married. Melinda went to Episcopal Church some as a youth.
Okay.
I had very little church exposure. What exposure I had was a little bit of the Pentecostal church. It was about 12 years after we were married, Melinda was attending church and my children were attending church regularly.
Okay, and for you at that time, what were your thoughts on church, Jesus, and Christianity and all those things?
I really had nothing but preconceived notions about it. And I thought, I didn't think I needed him because I thought I was a good person.
Okay.
And I didn't need to go to church every week or deal with those people. And Melinda invited my cousin to Alpha.
Oh yeah.
And he said that he would go if I would go.
Okay.
And I said, my exact words to her was, well, I'll go because he's such a rough guy, he needs to go to church. We went to Alpha, and he came for 2 weeks, and I kept going the whole time.
So what was it like? What made you keep wanting to go?
It was the way Alpha was presented. I could ask any questions I wanted to, and nobody judged me, and nobody gave me a hard time about it.
What was that good news for you? What struck you as the good news you needed to hear?
Well, it confirmed to me the truth of Jesus, that Jesus was born, he did live, he was crucified, and he was resurrected. And I'd never heard that story before. When I started going to Alpha, I did it more or less to please Melinda and to help my cousin. And then I said, well, I'll go to Alpha, but I'm not going to church.
Oh, yeah.
And so then at the end of Alpha, I started attending church. And then I said, well, I'll go to church, but I'm not going to small group. 2 more months, I was in a small group. And I said, well, okay, I'll do this. But I said, I'm never going on any of those mission trips. And 2 years later, I was going to Europe for mission trips.
Man.
So I've learned not to say, God, I'm not doing this. There's a lot of people who I'd known through my life who say, no, you can't be going to church. You know, I know you. I was with you and we did this or we did that, or I know you did this. And I said, yeah, that's right. But I said, no, I'm saved now and I don't do that anymore.
So how would you describe your life before Jesus?
It was pretty chaotic. My real focus was work, and it was chaotic and just not organized, I would say, because my upbringing was pretty wild. When the first time I walked into church, I just noticed a peace about the people who were there, and I said, "That's what I want. I want that peace."
Man.
And it just worked from there. He's worked on me still. So I'm still peacefully crazy. But